Are you concerned about invasive vegetation? So how come I'm making this video about Callery Pear, otherwise known as the trash tree? Stay tuned to see my reasons why. Until I started filming, I didn't realize how many of these trees were in my area. I found them on city streets, on school grounds, in parks, in front of factories, and even in cemeteries. How a non-native ornamental tree went from prized import to scorned pariah is an example of good intentions gone terribly wrong. This rose family member was introduced from China to the United States and is also called Bradford Pear. The tree soon became the darling of landscapers, who planted hundreds of them in suburban areas. They grew quickly, had lovely flowers, and didn't require much maintenance. In the 1990s, problems arose because various cultivars began to appear where they weren't wanted. Birds ate the fruits and scattered seeds near and far. Now these trees are unwanted in some states. Recently, my local newspaper featured an article about how agricultural officials want to ban sales of this invasive in my state. And yet, a tree like this one is revered and in a place of honor. After the tragic terrorist attacks destroyed the Twin Towers on 9/11, a badly burned but still alive Callery Pear tree was found on the site. It was dug up, nursed back to health, and replanted in the Ground Zero Memorial Park. It's known as the survivor tree and continues to thrive as a symbol of recovery, tenacity, and resilience. What surprises me is calleries normally have a short lifespan, but this one escaped the horror of that day. When I taught art at Amherst Regional High School, I did a unit on plant illustration. We looked for edible plants around the school to draw and sample. One time, the students discovered what looked like aromatic apple blossoms. Once they smelled them, they were disappointed because the stinky flowers were from Callery Pear trees. If they'd been fragrant, we would have collected a few, but those? No way. Usually, around here, these trees aren't very tall. Their buds emerge in early April and begin to open in mid to late April. They're one of the first trees to blossom in the spring. Although the flowers have a pungent aroma, they are attractive and bloom profusely. The oval leaves are glossy and about 3 inches long. In autumn, their foliage is dramatic. Check out these varied patterns and colors. The bark of younger trees is smooth and tannish gray. Older ones have ridges and are mostly gray with touches of brown. I always thought Callery trees were useless. Until now. I'd heard their fruits were good to eat after they were hit by several frosts. I didn't pay much attention to this information until the pandemic changed everything. Then I had more free time to do some of my artwork and also to check out the edibility of their fruits. These start to develop in late spring and summer and are tannish brown. Some are small and insignificant, while others are larger. Regardless of their size, at this point they're immature, green, hard, and don't taste good. Be patient. Wait until the cold weather arrives, when temperatures are below 30 degrees. They ripen at different times. These large ones were ready before the smaller ones. These are really mushy and can make a sticky mess when ripe. Some remain on the trees until late November, while others fall to the ground in October. This tree was an exception. Its fruits didn't ripen until early December. These were edible even after a snowstorm. When I collect fruits, I try to avoid squashing them. It's a good idea to bring along a couple of containers one for the fragile, squishy fruits, and another for the harder ones. I put a few of these in a sunny spot to hurry up their ripening, but then I realized, hey, they ripen when it's cold. So off to the freezer they went for a few days. I put this hard one, located in the center of my image, in the freezer to see how it would taste when thawed. It became soft and sweet. Since Callery pears have many cultivars, some have tastier fruits than others. You can eat them right off the tree and spit out the small seeds. Be sure to keep an eye out for insects and hungry animals who also like the fruits. I harvested small ones, and they definitely needed sweetening. A few days later, I found a tree with larger ones, whose pulp tasted like applesauce. No additions needed. Once they soften, they're fairly easy to process. At first, the pulp is light tan, but quickly oxidizes to a darker brown color. One way to extract pulp is to place fruits in a strainer and press them to get rid of the seeds and skins. Often, some sticks to the bottom, so scrape it off. Keep on doing this until there's enough. Another way saves and utilizes the skins by squeezing the fruits with clean hands and mashing the pulp with a spoon. Separate the seeds and inside cores and discard them. This batch is probably a bit overripe. It may even have an alcoholic taste to it, but that doesn't matter, as I'll add it along with various other fruits to my smoothies. Also, this sauce imparts a unique flavor when mixed into ice cream or yogurt. I've learned a lesson from Callery pears. I'm glad I gave these fruits a chance. In the future, I won't be so quick to put down a plant that has a bad reputation. Now it's your turn. But remember, never plant these trees.